step back a little bit. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, this is going to be one of the first videos of the year, so glad to have you. If you're someone who's returning, wonderful to have you back. Today we are going to be going over very quickly how to create a garden journal. Never done this before, but I've been doing a lot of research, I've been doing a lot of reading on this, so in order to bring this to you guys fully. So yeah, you can take my advice, you can alter it, and I strongly suggest you alter it to your own liking. It doesn't need to be started now, obviously. It's January the 2nd. I filmed this actually before Christmas, and then yeah, things. So today I'm just gonna be going over some stuff, and reading what I have so far and stuff like that. So in the beginning of, well, you can't see it, but I wrote Farmer Zach 2024 garden. Funny story with that, I actually messed up and put 2023 for some reason. So yeah, very confusing, but this is what is on my first and going into my second page, and then I will go over what I have underneath of that. But I have garden year 2024. My goals: to reflect and give hope to myself, and also just to encourage myself, obviously, but let me get back to my writing. My goal is to fill this notebook with knowledge, Bible verses, hope, and faith. With that will also come failures, but not to discourage, to reflect, learn, and grow. This is a safe place to reflect. And if things don't work out, then we figure out the problem and come up with a solution. I want this journal to be able to be used for many years to come, for me, my family, both present and future. You can barely see me, and I'm sorry for that. It's very bright out here. And then I put Bible verse underneath, John 15, 1 through 4. And this is the New International Version. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me as I remain also in you. As I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself, it must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. And I thought that was a good verse to have. Reagan actually gave me that verse for the first one, but I figured it was it's a good first verse, honestly, because it's doing things to better your knowledge and not to set you back even more, to do things instead of setting them back, obviously. Right below that, the last little bit of writing, I have frost dates. I did the frost dates from last year. I guesstimated on those. I did keep kind of good records, but not that good. Also, I did 2024 estimated last frost date is April 9th as of when I looked at it. Estimated first frost date is October 31st when I looked at it. And then I have the actual last frost date and the actual first frost date in here. So yeah, I'll fill that in throughout the whole year, so it gives me a reason to come back to this, as well as figuring things out. The next few pages, I have garden layout. Sorry, the wind. The next few pages, I have garden layout. I have not actually put anything down on paper yet in this. Well, I guess I don't need to put that up. I have it written out on this piece of paper, and then afterwards I have the list of supplies that I need for this coming year. I do want to add a garden space. I want to add 2 actually, but I don't know if that will happen. So we might just have to be going with the one up in the front for the flowers, and the other one, it's not that important. The front one isn't that important either, but I do feel like that needs to be done, and I want to grow more flowers. So I'm excited to take you guys on those journeys. But I have my garden layout. I'll probably either transfer it to this paper, or I'll just glue it in, either one. And yeah, that'll work out perfectly fine. I also back a page. I have my garden, and then because I do multiple gardens, I do have my great grandparents' garden in here. Excuse me. I do have my great grandparents' garden in here because I do help plant that garden, and I want to have a space to lay it out, and I also want to be able to keep track. This is their 3rd year growing in that now, that's exciting in its own. Very exciting. And then I'll also keep spaces in here for anything else that I do. Any other gardens that I do, or I'll just put them on the papers like I have right here. And I'll just put them in this. But these are the 2 main gardens that I'm working on this year. Anything else would be to help other people who want to establish a garden, and I'm totally for helping them. The things that are going to be in this garden journal, I'm going to be doing transplant dates, direct sowing dates, when things germinated, when things blossomed for the first time. Sorry, there are people walking, and a bunch of other things. I don't transplant a lot, so it'll probably just be tomatoes that I have in here for transplanting, but I'll have all of that written down starting February, around February, which I do want to do that again because it was a good experience. But I have all of that. That's all going to be added in here. I'm going to do probably a few pages, like open it up like this and write tomatoes across the top, and then put my different varieties in 2 different columns, and then some information about the 2 of them on different things. So that's my plan for this, and also just recording how much I harvest, not like individually how many tomatoes. With some plants I might do that though, like my Better Boys, I might write down how many tomatoes I got this day, or I got this many this day, just stuff like that, like a harvest log, honestly. But I'm planning on doing that for the entire year. So this book is going to be full of stuff, and I want to bring something new to the channel, and I figured this would be pretty nice. Maybe sit down every month. Well, actually, I can do this during my transplanting, so next month in February we can do this. We can talk about when they germinate, when all of that. We can talk about this like a once a month type thing. If I feel like there's a lot that needs to go into it, it'll be a longer video, which hopefully you're wanting to watch. If not, I'm sorry, but I do feel like that's going to be a pretty good valuable tip of knowledge, just going in, showing you guys what I did, and at the end of the season looking back on all of our accomplishments, my accomplishments, but in truth ours. So yeah, that's kind of what my plans are for this. Sorry, the lighting's really weird still, but that's kind of my plans for this journal. Just harvest logs, transplanting when I direct sow things, if they came up, how many came up of each seed, which varieties did better in terms of this or that, or where things were grown, things like that. And I might even add in a whole kiddie pool section of stuff that I've grown in the kiddie pool, so I can have that log forever. Of course I have YouTube, but it is good having things on paper. I'm a very on paper type of guy. So that'll be very, very exciting, to say the least. So I plan on updating you guys many, many times, at least 12 times in the entire growing season, and I'll have them all linked in a playlist. This will just be the beginning one. So yeah, I hope you guys are able to learn something from this experience, because it's what I really want to do. And if you want to follow along, you can look at, I'm in Central Virginia. If you want to follow along, you can look at your climate, see how similar it is to mine. And yeah, you can follow along. You can see what yours should look like, or should look like, I should say, because there's no set way to do it. You can do it so many different ways. This is just how I'm planning on doing mine, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of things that I wish that I added, tons of things that I did add that I probably didn't need, but yeah. I'm also going to be getting pictures printed out. I probably won't be doing them on like actual photo paper, or the cardstock, whatever. I will probably just print them out on pieces of paper and glue them in here. Like leave little spaces intentionally to put First frost dates, like a picture of my garden with snow covering it, or something along those lines. Garden layout, a picture of my garden bare, or when it's completely full, things like that. Seeds going in the ground, transplanting. I do have a cool video on my channel of me holding up a tomato seed, and you can see, or seedling, and you can see all the roots growing. Pictures like that. That's perfect stuff to have in your notebook. Also, pests, diseases, what you did to get rid of them. This can be a very valuable log if you do it correctly. Just keeping a log of all your stuff. And a lot of us remember a lot of the things, but it's also nice to go back and to be like, oh, when did I plant this year? Did it do well this year? Versus a bunch of things. So, yeah, just a bunch of things. So I hope to update you guys very, very frequently on this. And if you hear me talking about it in my anything, I will probably just link the playlist in every single video, talking about like, oh, this is going to be in the garden journal for February, or February is going to be the biggest one, obviously. Right now is just the planning work, what I'm growing, what seeds am I buying, stuff like that. And that's going to lead me into another video that I'm going to shoot in just a second. Well, not what seeds am I buying. I'll do that after I've got the seeds. I have not gotten them yet. We have not placed the order. But I am going to be filming another video in just a second that I feel like is very important in doing things. So this is it for a little garden journal. So yeah, if you want to stick along, follow along with any of this, there will be a playlist if you're following in later years. So yeah, please check that out, look through stuff, and if it's far enough in the future, maybe I'll have some garden tours to look back on. I only have one on my channel as of right now, I think. I have a few, I think, but not very good ones. I'm working on that for this year, and this is why this needs to be my motivation. So, along with other things, to get to that point of fully being able to document it. So, I'm sorry, waiting for this stuff to go. So thank you guys for watching. I will have all of this stuff linked. This is just not linked. This is just a regular notebook. You can use some other ones or not. I might be trying out 2 different garden logs. I would like to test out for Alex from Sunrise on off hill farm. I cannot remember her name off the top of my head. Alex, I say Alex and everybody knows on Instagram, but Alex from Instagram. I am going to be, I do want to get a couple of her sheets that she's working on, because I do think that comparing different things and seeing, oh, okay, so this method is a lot better than doing my method, because I might not use all these pages. Chances are I used one with like the biggest child-sized font and hoping to fill it out, or maybe I won't have enough pages. Either way, so, and I don't want to waste a lot, but if this works, then I will have that linked and everything, and I will definitely get that onto, sorry, I am looking at things, but I will get this, I will go over all of that in due time, promise. I promise all of you. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Any bit of advice that I can give you is go out and do something. Do something that's fulfilling for your soul and fulfilling for who you are. I know you can do this. I'm going through a lot of stuff with getting everything prepared, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will be sure to get back to you. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.